Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's great to see you again today. Today's video is going to be a foundation first impressions wear test on the new Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. I've never done a testing foundations before, and this sounded really interesting to do, so I thought I would try it out, kind of test out how it wears throughout the day, how it looks on my skin, and if it does what it says it's going to do, and how it wears with other concealers, with primers, without primers, with face powders, and all that jazz. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Katie. I do a whole bunch of different videos here on my channel, and I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below to become part of my family, and give this video a thumbs up if you like foundation first impressions. And also I have the other Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. That one's not as new, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it and do reviews on it, but if you still want me to do a review on that one, I can as well. So why don't we just get into this video. The new Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. So I pulled it up online, and this foundation is $8.99. Looking online, there isn't that many shades to really choose from. It's only showing 8 shades, and that's not a lot of shades, like at all. Let's just read what it says online. It says online, it's a match made in makeup heaven. Liquid foundation in a cushion compact. Tap the cushion to add just the right amount of coverage, or double tap to add more. It's perfectly portable too, with an airtight, no mess compact that makes applying liquid foundation a breeze. Infused with coconut derivative, the luminous, lightweight, and buildable formula helps boost hydration and contains SPF 15 for added skin perfection. Mainly it just says that it's luminous, it's lightweight, buildable, and hydrating, and it has SPF. So that's kind of cool. There's one review online, and it's a natural with great coverage. And that's what it says, and it goes into like a whole bunch of things, but I only read the first line. Why don't we just kind of get into testing out the product? So I have one color, so I'm hoping it matches me. I kind of matched it the other night, and it looked like it was pretty good, but I got the color Cream Ivory. I think this is the second lightest shade. Yeah, I'm pretty pale. So I'm going to test it out with one side using a primer, one side without using a primer, and then we're just gonna see how it goes. And the primer I'm gonna be using is the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I used this once, and it kept my makeup on pretty well throughout the day, so I really liked it, and it's hydrating, and I have really dry skin, so I'm thinking this will kind of help make a smooth, hydrating base for me as well. So this is going to be the side with primer, this side is going to be the one without primer. While we give that some time to sit and soak into the skin, I'm going to go in with the foundation on this side of the face. So this is what it looks like. It has a little girl on here, and it's cruelty free, like Wet n Wild. I'm pretty sure all their products are cruelty free. And this is what oh, there's a mirror right here. That's actually not a bad mirror. Oh, there goes a little sponge. And it comes with this little spongy guy, so I'm gonna try using it with this, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna go with my Real Techniques sponge. So, and then it comes with this little flapper guy, and then here's the foundation. In the thing, it looks a lot darker than I think it is, and you can like clip it, and it's nice and sealed really tight. So why don't we just start? I'm gonna start by taking this little foundation guy on my 2 little fingers right here. I'm just gonna kind of tap it. Ooh, I might need a little bit more than that. Okay, and I'm just gonna start by tapping it into the skin. It looks a little orange, honestly. Okay, if I tap it out some more, it doesn't look too bad. I don't really wear foundation either, so that's another thing, that I'm not really a foundation wearer. So trying on a foundation is really nice because I have really dry skin, so wearing foundation sometimes like attaches to all of my dry skin, and this is just getting stuck to my face, so it's kind of hard to use this. It is a little bit orange for me, I think. So I might have to go get another shade. Just gonna make sure I blend it down my neck. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. Looking straight forward, it doesn't look that bad, but I can definitely tell it's a little bit orange for me. I don't think the sponge is the best applicator. So I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques sponge, and I'm gonna take it on this like ball side, and I'm just gonna kind of tap it in there a few times. Ooh, I really got a little product on there. I'm just gonna kind of tap it on my face. Now going on to the primer side. It smells really good, actually. I like the smell of it a lot. It smells almost fresh, like it smells good. Definitely a light coverage. It's definitely not a medium coverage I don't think it's a medium coverage, because you can still see like freckles and you can still see some redness peeking through. It's definitely kind of clinging to my dry patches on my nose and the dry skin on my nose right here. It's definitely clinging there, and it's kind of getting cakey on this side and this side in between my nose. Let's see if it's buildable. I'm gonna go back to this sponge. So I feel like this sponge gives more coverage, so I feel like it doesn't really soak it up as much. So I'm gonna just kind of try to see if it's buildable without getting too cakey. You can definitely see the luminous finish to it. It is quite pretty. I really like the finish of it. On my cheeks, it looks really nice. I'm not complaining about that. Let's go back in with my sponge and kind of tap it out, because I feel like it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like I have a lot on my skin at all. I think that's good. I feel like I put a good amount on of my face. And let's inspect my face. So I definitely feel like it clinged to dry spots on my nose. In here you can see how it kind of clung on both sides. It clung to my dry spots. My nose right here has dry skin, and that's definitely, you can tell that there's dry skin right there. My forehead, there's dry skin in here, and it clung to that. This side, okay, the primer and the unprimed side. I feel like they look pretty similar. I feel like they don't look too different. It definitely feels a little tacky. This side feels tackier than this side, maybe because I put the primer underneath the side. The coverage is about the same. It's not that full coverage. I think it's buildable to an extent. I don't think it can be that buildable, or it's gonna start clinging to a lot more spaces. From far away, it looks good, but close up, it doesn't look that flattering. So why don't we just go and put on some concealer. and see how it reacts with that. And I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Corrector. Skin looks quite kind of cakey. Like on my cheeks here, it looks really kind of cakey. And then my nose, I feel like got even worse. Like you can see that right there. My skin's like kind of peeling up. My forehead right here is really bad. And a lot in my nose area. It's a lot in my nose area and on my forehead. So why don't we try to set it and then see what happens with that. I'm gonna be using my Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I'm gonna just take a little bit of this on, where's my brush? Oh, there it is. On the brush I usually use to kind of set my under eyes, and it's the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush. I like to use it to put on loose face powder. My entire face with this powder. Now that I set it, I feel like this general area right in here looks a little bit better. It's still extremely cakey around the nose, like, and really dry. Like, it's definitely clinging to all my dry patches around my nose and on my forehead. My forehead's some really bad dry patches right here. Overall, the cheeks I think look really nice and really smooth. I don't think there's much to it. There's still a little bit of that luminous after I set it. So it's not too matte, but there's definitely a cakey problem around my nose area. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup, and then I'll come back when I finish my makeup, and I'm gonna talk to you about how the other products like were on top, if they were okay, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I am back. I finished my makeup. I did a little bit of eye makeup. I put some lips on, I put some bronzer, some highlight, some blush. And I try to keep it kind of in the Wet n Wild family. So my bronzer is from Wet n Wild, my highlights from Wet n Wild, and my lip color's from Wet n Wild. This is the Liquid Cat Suit in the color Nudist Peach. It's really, really pretty. After I put everything else on my face and I set it, my nose doesn't look as cakey. It's still definitely some cake in there. Forehead is a little less cakey, like right up in here. This part looks less cakey. I feel like the color matches my skin a little bit better. So I guess I'll come back in a few hours and see how it's holding up. Okay guys, so I am back and it's about 3.5 hours later. I have been looking and it does look really quite powdery in this area around my nose and my cheeks. So I'm not sure really how I quite feel about it. If I stand in more natural lighting, if you can probably see some of that cake right here. So I don't really see much oil or shine, but I'm not really an oily person. But I do see cake and dry patches. It's not really breaking apart, I don't really see anywhere, but it is only about 3.5 hours. So I'll come back before I take all my makeup off and we'll see then. The lighting will be really weird in like a few seconds because it's gonna be darker and I don't want any ring lights. So yeah. Okay guys, so this will be my last check-in for the day. For today, it is currently 9:50 at night. I think it's kind of bad, but for overall, the foundation was pretty nice throughout the day. It got a little bit oily in my nose area, which I guess is pretty normal. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn off my flashlight on and kind of show you my face. So here you can see the cakiness in my nose area. There, it's a little oily. My forehead. It's just, yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, I didn't really notice a difference on the primed and unprimed side, so that's another aspect to it. So my final thoughts is it's not a bad foundation. I definitely wear it again for $9 at the drugstore. But guys, I hope to see you guys on the next video. If you liked this foundation review, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below so I know. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.